Last class we discussed that SN1 reaction. So, if we take optically active alkyl halide, if we take optically active alkyl halide, what is the meaning of optically active alkyl halide? So, optically active alkyl halide, that means optically means light active compound. So what is the meaning of light? So at this light, so ppl light, plain polarized light, right? The compound which donates the the compound which rotates the plane polarized light, those compounds generally we call it as optically active compounds. The compounds which rotates ppl light, plane polarized polarized light, plain polarized light, those compounds you can call it as optically active compounds. So how do you know whether the compound can rotate the plane polarized light or not? So you cannot tell by looking at the compound. You have to decide by using the instrumentation only. So you have to put it in the polarimeter. That polarimeter can decide the optical activity. The polarity can be decided, the compound activity can be decided by the polarimeter. The instrument, which instrument generally uh, used for this optical activity? So polarimeter, you have studied in the uh, polarimeter, you have studied in the E1. Polarimeter can rotate the plane polarized light. So the compounds which can rotate the plane polarized light, those compounds generally you call it as optically active compounds. By looking at the structure, you cannot decide the optical activity for more than one carbon atoms, more than one carbon atom. So at this point, what is the generally optical activity, so at this point, generally the carbon which is having the four different groups, carbon which having the four different groups, the carbon which is having the four different groups, you can call it as chiral carbon. Four different group, generally you call it as uh, chiral carbon or asymmetric carbon. Chiral carbon or asymmetric, it is not symmetric, right? So you can call it as carbon which is having the four different group, generally you call it as chiral carbon. Generally chiral carbons are optically active. Chiral carbon containing molecule, generally optically active. So the chirality means the carbon which is having the four different group, generally you call it as chiral carbon. The compounds which are having the four chiral carbon atom, and those compounds are optically active. Optically active means they can rotate the plane polarized light. So take optically active alkyl halide. Take optically active alkyl halide. So you can. So what is the optically active halide? So you can write it as one is methyl, one is ethyl, one is propyl, C3H7Br. So what is this compound? So it is a optically active halide. Optically active alkyl halide. Optically active alkyl halide. So when react with aqueous sodium hydroxide, aqueous sodium hydroxide. So this one is a this one, this one is a this one, right? Positive and negative charges, right? So there is a Br minus shifting takes place. This compound generally forms the carbocation, right? That carbocation is having the, so what is the, this one is a, right? So this carbocation I am writing first, I am writing the products, then we will Ce2H5 C3H7 OH. One is one component, the other one is the OH CH3 C2H5 C3H7 propyl ethyl methyl, right? So these compounds are forming in the ratio of 50% and 50%. So each one you call it as enantiomer. Each one you call it as which one? Enantiomer. Enantiomers are optically active, but enantiomeric mixture is optically inactive. So each one you call it as enantiomer. We'll discuss in the stereochemistry very clearly. So at this point you have to understood that each one you call it as enantiomer. This one also enantiomer. Enantiomers are optically active. So what is the meaning? Enantiomers are. So what is enantiomer? Enantiomer is the non-superimposable mirror images. Those are two mirror images. These two are which one? If you put it mirror, just exactly opposite to exactly, right? Just you have to put it the hand like this, right? So how the hand looks like? How the hand looks like? Exactly opposite to the this one, right? So enantiomer is the, what is enantiomer? Enantiomer is a non-superimposable mirror images. Generally, you call it as enantiomer. These two are enantiomer because non-superimposable mirror image. We will discuss stereo in the stereochemistry very detailed manner. So just for, up to that time, you have to just non-superimposable. You have studied in the P2 also. Non-superimposable mirror images. So non-superimposable mirror images, generally you call it as enantiomer. So equal percentage of enantiomer, generally you call it as racemic mixture, right? Racemic mixture. What is racemic mixture? Equal percentage of enantiomeric mixture is called as racemic mixture. Equal percentage of enantiomeric mixture, equal percentage of enantiomeric mixture is called racemic mixture. So what is racemic mixture? Together, both these together in the 50%, if you take it in the watch glass or if you take it in the test tube, if you take 1 gram of this one, 1 gram of this one, if you mix both two, that you can call it as enantiomer. 50% of this one, 50% of this one, in the equal percentage of two enantiomeric mixtures, you call it as racemic mixture, right? So each one you call it as, so what you are doing, just for your understanding, A and B I am mixing. A and B you have to take 50%, B you have to take 50%. What you are doing, you are mixing both two. You are adding this one, you are adding this one, right? So once if you add A and B, what is the percentage of in this one? A plus B, right? So both are equal percentages. This mixture you have to call it as racemic mixture. So individual you can call it as enantiomer. This one is the enantiomer, right? So this one also enantiomer. Hope you understood what is the racemic mixture, right? So each enantiomer is having the so I told you in the previous example, this enantiomer if rotates the You don't know this compound rotates whether it is a right side or left side, right? So this compound, what is the role of polarimeter? Polarimeter can decide which compound can rotate the dextro-rotatory or levo-rotatory. So this compound is optically active compound. Why this compound is optically active? Because four groups are different groups. These four groups are different groups. So four different groups, generally it is a optically active compound. So optically active compound generally rotates the PPL light towards left side or towards right side. If it rotates right side, generally you call it as dextro-rotatory. If it is rotating, so each enantiomer, right? So rotate one enantiomer, rotate the PPL light towards left side. The other A enantiomer, B enantiomer, the B compound rotates the plane polarized light. Suppose, for example, we are assuming that A enantiomer is rotating PPL light. So what is this one? PPL light rotation. Rotation towards which side? Towards right. Right. So PPL light rotation towards left. So one enantiomer rotation exactly cancelled by other enantiomer rotation, PPL light rotation. That's why enantiomer is individual one is optically active, but racemic mixture is optically inactive. Optically inactive. So what is the reason for this one? So one enantiomer rotation. What is the reason for this one? One enantiomer rotation exactly cancelled by other enantiomer. One enantiomer, optical rotation cancelled by other enantiomer optical rotation. Suppose A enantiomer rotates the PPL light towards 30 degrees, plus 30 degrees. B enantiomer rotates the PPL light towards minus 30 degrees, right? So optical rotation generally measures in the degrees, right? So A rotation generally rotates plus dextro. This one is dextro, right? So this one is B enantiomer, it is levo rotation. So plus and minus both can cancel each other. So A plus B mixture generally shows how much optical rotation. Mixture shows zero optical rotation, 0 degrees, right? That means A is the optical activity, A product is the optical activity, B product is the optical activity, but their optical rotations are cancelled each other in the opposite direction. That's why AB mixture shows the 0 degrees. So it does not show any optical value. That's why racemic mixture is a optically inactive compound, where A and B enantiomers individually, those are optically active. So what is the meaning of this one? What is the concluded point? So enantiomers are optically active, but racemic mixture is optically inactive. So enantiomer is optically active because it is having the one value, but racemic mixture is optically inactive. Due to one enantiomer rotation by other rotation, one enantiomer optical rotation cancelled by other enantiomer optical rotation. So this one you call it as external compensation. External compensation. So due to external compensation, one enantiomer rotation is cancelled by, so two different molecules. One is rotating this side, one is rotation this. So generally the racemic mixture is optically inactive compound. But the enantiomers are, if you see, these two are optically, individually these two are optically active. But when these are mixing in the equal percentage, equal volumes, this compound becomes inactive due to cancellation of their optical rotation. Cancellation of their optical rotation. So this is about SN1 reaction. This is about SN1 reaction. The next one is the SN2 reaction. So what is a SN2 reaction? Bimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction. Bimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction. Substitution reaction. So what is the meaning of bimolecular? The rate, bi means two molecule. The rate is directly proportional to alkyl halide as well as which one? Nucleophile. Which alkyl halide? Primary alkyl halide and nucleophile. So what is rate? The speed of reaction, right? The speed. The amount of product formation, generally it depends upon the two components. One is related to primary alkyl halide, the second one is nucleophile. Nucleophile means here OH minus. Nucleophile, generally in this example we are discussing OH minus. So how many reactants are participate in the slow step? Two reactants are participating in the slow step. That's why you are calling as rate determining step. So which alkyl halide generally participate in the SN2 reaction? Primary alkyl halide, right? So primary alkyl halide participate in the SN2 reaction. SN2 reaction. Primary alkyl halide participate in the SN2 reaction. So what is the meaning of primary alkyl halide? So you should know each and every, then only you can understand, right? So what is the primary alkyl halide? Carbon with three hydrogens. Carbon with three hydrogens. This one is primary carbon. So primary alkyl halide is a, so Br, you can take X. Chlorine, bromine, iodine, you can take any one. Primary alkyl halide, right? So this one is a primary alkyl, CH3 bromide, right? So in other words, you can write it as a CH3 Br, right? So this one is a, which one? Primary alkyl halide. So why this carbon is the primary carbon? This carbon is the primary carbon. So first of all, we take the reaction. What is the reaction? Primary alkyl halide, CH3Br. Primary alkyl halide, primary RX. In simple words, primary alkyl halide on reaction with, what is the name of this one? Methyl bromide. Methyl bromide. So bromide or bromomethane. What is the IUPAC name of this one? Bromomethane. Chloromethane, bromomethane, right? So here is bromomethane, right? So when it react with the aqueous NaOH, so you have to use aqueous NaOH. If you use alcoholic NaOH, that will elimination takes place. So the reaction is, it forms the CH3OH plus NaBr. This one is the reaction. So if you see the mechanism, So if you see the mechanism, so this one is a CH3Br, right? So OH minus, this one is a primary alkyl halide, right? So primary alkyl halide. So first step is the rate determining step, RDA step. That one is the slow step. So the rate generally determines how many components are using in this rate determining step. That determines the which molecular reaction. So in the rate directly proportional to which one? So slow step involves two components. That's why it is a primary alkyl halide and a OH minus. Two reactants using. So this OH minus generally comes from the back side, right? So the cleavage of the carbon Br bond and the adding of the OH minus bond, right? So this is a hydrogen. So there is a cleavage of Br bond, right? There is a formation of OH bond takes place simultaneously. Simultaneously means one is going outside, at the same time the other one is adding to this carbon. So this carbon is the pentavalency. So the question comes, why this carbon is not forming the carbocation? Why as a SN1 the carbon is forming the carbocation, but why this in the SN2 why it is not forming the carbocation? So carbocation is not forming. What is the reason for that one? So it is a, if the carbon forms carbocation, it is a primary carbocation. Primary carbocation is less stable when compared to tertiary carbocation. In the SN1 it forms the tertiary, that's why it is very stable. So in this one also the hydrogens are very small size, that's why the OH minus comes at exactly back side of the leaving group. Which one is the leaving group? Bromine is the bromide ion is the leaving group. So what is the valency of carbon? So due to very small size of hydrogens and also the formation of carbocation is not stable, that's why the OH minus in this case the carbocation formation does not taking place. The carbocation formation does not taking place. So the question comes, why SN1 does not forming the this type of backside of attacking OH minus? Because SN1 the methyl groups are very bulkier, that's why OH minus cannot enter from the backside of the molecule. That is the reason. So the cleavage of CBr bond, CBr CBr bond and and formation of COH bond takes place simultaneously 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 right simultaneously. So what is the valency of this carbon? The valency of carbon is pentavalency. Why? Because carbon is having the 5 bonds, pentavalency. The valency of carbon is pentavalency, right? So carbon valency is the pentavalency. What is the structure of that carbon? What is the hybridization of that carbon? Generally, it is a trigonal bipyramidal. Trigonal bipyramidal. Trigonal bi trigonal bipyramidal. trigonal bipyramidal. So what is a trigonal bipyramidal hybridization? Carbon hybridization. So hybridization, trigonal bipyramidal. So this trigonal bipyramidal sp3d, sp3d, right? Trigonal bipyramidal, right? So how it looks like? Trigonal bipyramidal means it is a trigonal planar, right? So just all the three atoms are lie on the plane, right? This is a triangle. One OH is, suppose the BR is above, the OH is below. The the OH is coming from the below side, the BR is at the upper side. The BR moving, right? BR cleavage of BR taking place simultaneously, and the attacking of OH minus to this carbon, right, takes place, right? So both are cleavage and forming, bond cleavage and bond formation taking place simultaneously. It is a triangle, right? Trigonal, that's why trigonal. What is the meaning of bi? So the above one atom, so you can assume the above is the Br, it forms the one pyramid. The below one is the OH minus, it forms the another pyramid. That's why you are calling as a trigonal bipyramidal. It is forming two pyramids. That's why it is a pyramid with bromine. So it is forming, just imagine it one is a one pyramid. The below one OH minus, that is another one pyramid. It is a three-dimensional structure. So I am not unable to show in the two-dimensional paper, right? So it is a trigonal bipyramidal, right? So it is a unstable component. What is the meaning of writing in the bracket? So the bracket indicates the component is unstable. So pentavalency, why pentavalency carbon is unstable? Generally carbon forms four bonds, that is nature, right? If it is extremely forming five bonds, it is unstable, obviously, right? So the pentavalency carbon is unstable. Pentavalency carbon compound is unstable. Generally, that's why you can call it as this step, you can call it as transition state. Transition means in the dilemma state, right? Unstability state, unstable, right? So you can call it as this one is a this one unstable. That's why you can call it as transition state. So when you choose career, right, whether you have to go take in which engineering branch, right? So you cannot decide whether you have to take CSE, different branches, right? So in that stage, you cannot decide by yourself, unstable state. That's why you are calling as in that state, you can treat it as a transition state, right? So transition state always unstable. Once the transition state go, if you, right, this one is a transition state. Once if that relieves this transition state, you will be stable, right? So the second step, so from this due to that space problem, I am not writing here, right? So I am writing in this direction, so need not confuse that one. So the second step, this is the first step, this one is second step. Both steps are taking place in the only one reaction, right? First step. So don't misunderstand that this reaction is taking place in total two steps. So that is the wrong way. This reaction is taking place in one step. One step means the slow step, fast step taking place within the. There is no, you cannot isolate transition state. You cannot transition. Why transition state is unstable? Because you cannot isolate. Carbocation you can isolate, cannot isolate. cannot isolate. That's why it is a unstable compound. In this unstable, directly it loses bromine and gives as a methyl alcohol. So you can write it if you want, right? So hydrogen, so there is a OH tetrahedron structure, right? If you want, write it clearly. Just this one is a tetrahedron structure. So what is this one? Or you can write it as a CH3 OH methyl alcohol. So what you have taken? Methyl bromide you have taken. The OH minus attacking is the rate determining step. So it forms the unstable pentavalent carbon. This state you are calling as a transition state. Transition state is very unstable because carbon is having the pentavalency. It is against to its original nature. That's why it readily loses Br minus and forms the methyl alcohol. So what is the outgoing nucleophile? Br minus can combine with the sodium. It forms the sodium bromide. So you should write within the same page, right? So same reaction. You should not write two steps. This is taking place in the single step. The SN2 reaction taking place in the single step. So write your own differences between SN1 and SN2 reactions, right? So what are the for simple, right? So SN1, SN2. In this one, formation of carbocation takes place. I am not discussing the differences. First of all, just take in this one carbocation formed. In this one, it does not form the carbocation. In this one, transition state, there is no transition state, right? There is no transition state, but in this one, there is a transition state. So the question comes, SN1, why transition state is not taking place? Because these methyl groups are bulky, right? So these are bulky, that's why OH minus cannot enter into the backside. The OH minus cannot enter from the backside. So the OH minus cannot enter from the this backside. That's why there is no cleavage of bromine and adding of OH minus does not takes place due to steric crowding. Steric means space problem. Steric crowding. Anyway, our next chapter is stereochemistry. We'll discuss every point. So steric means space problem. Backside there is no space. That's why OH cannot attack from the backside. That's why there is no formation of transition state. Reason for why transition state is not forming in the SN1 reaction. Space problem. Right. So why carbocation is forming? Because stability of the carbocation. Why carbocation is forming? What is the reason for that one? Due to stability. Why forming carbocation? Why forming carbocation? Because due to stability of carbocation. Right. So in the SN2, why it is not forming the carbocation? So if you see the why carbocation is not forming? Why carbocation is not forming in the SN2? Because if it forms the carbocation, it is primary carbocation is there is no donating groups, right? So hydrogens are if you methyls are donating groups, primary carbocation is unstable compared to compared to tertiary carbocation. Tertiary carbocation. That's why it is forming the it does not form the carbocation. So why transition state is forming? Why attacking of backs from the back side it is taking place? Because what is the reason for that one? OH minus is the right attacking from the back side. So this does not takes place, right? So this does not takes place. Which one takes place? This one takes place. In this one, this does not takes place. In this one, which one takes place? This one takes place. So what is the reason for that one? What is the reason for that one? Hydrogens are small. Hydrogens are small. That's why OH can attack from the. There is a lot of space. If the atoms are small, hydrogens are small, so it can occupy a small space, right? So there is a lot of backspace is there, backspace, lot of backspace available. Steric crowding is less. You can in chemistry point you can call it as steric hindrance. You can call it as steric crowding, steric hindrance. Steric crowding, if you are confusing, you can call it as steric crowding is very less. Hydrogens are very small and the OH can attacking from the backside. The question comes, why OH minus directly, if it is what is the problem for coming directly? The OH minus if directly comes and replaces the bromine in the same fashion, in the this way is not possible. This way also not possible. What is the reason for that one? Bromine is having the 3 lone pair of electrons. So that lone pair, 3 lone pair of electrons is there is a this bromine is having the which group? 7th group, right? The OH minus is already having the negative charge, electron excess. This bromine is having the three lone pair of electrons. There is a due to electron repulsions, it is always coming from the back side. Due to avoid of electron repulsions, it is always comes from the back side. Right. Is it clear? Why it is taking place? Why not taking? Why taking? So in the SN2, if the alkyl halide is chiral, the product you can call it as inversion product, right? Suppose if the alcohol in the SN2, suppose here is hydrogen, here is deuterium, so here is suppose you can call it as CH3. This one also CH3 is, right? This one is a primary alkyl halide, because instead of hydrogen I have written deuterium. So this one is a primary alkyl halide. If the primary alkyl halide is optically active, 4 different groups, so the formed product you can call it as inverted product, inversion compound. So it is attacking from the backside. So you have to write it in the tetrahedron fashion, right? So first write it bonds, then you can write it in the that fashion, right? So this one is a tetrahedron. So hydrogen, deuterium, D for deuterium, CH3. So it is a OH minus. So if you are confusing, just write it like this, right? Tetrahedron. So this compound you can call it as inversion product. Inversion product. This one is the primary alkyl halide, optically active. So I supposed to tell before this one, so I forgot that one. So if the primary alkyl halide is optically active, the formed product you can call it as inversion product, right? So what are the differences will continue in the next class.